This summer, say I do.
I am marrying a stranger.
Like never before.
Am I crazy?
It's a whole new Married at First Sight on Peacock.
Thank God I woke up in love.
With new experts.
My name is Dr. Lisa.
My name is Paul Brunson.
More couples.
This could be the start of a very successful marriage.
And more surprises.
Or maybe not.
Everything is just not enough.
You're a little bit crazy.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
I want my fairy tale ending.
Married at First Sight, now streaming. New episodes Thursdays, only on Peacock.
This podcast is part of the Robots Radio Rocket Club, a program designed to help all podcasts reach their full potential. For information about joining the Robots Radio Rocket Club, check out robotsradio.net.
Welcome to Holocron Histories, Star Wars Canon versus Legends, where we're going to take a deep dive into the lore of the Star Wars universe. And welcome everyone back to another episode of Holocron Histories. I am one of your hosts, Ben of Temeria, and this week Austin is out for work purposes with his day job. So I have a guest host here, Psych from the MCU Lorecast. How are you doing today?
I am doing awesome.
That's great. And just like we have been doing, we are continuing the Starfighter theme that we've been doing. There's so many Starfighters. I'm still trying to think of something else we can do that's not Starfighters, because it is getting very congested of our episodes as Starfighters. So probably here in the next month or so, give it a couple more episodes, we might dive into something different. See how it goes.
Races.
True, we could do pod racing. That would be cool.
No, sorry, I meant alien races.
Oh, just alien races. Oh, yeah. We could go into alien races. They're all in canon and legends. Some are just legends, aka the Sith purebloods. If anybody plays Star Wars Old Republic.
Keep meaning to get into that.
It's so much fun.
Created a character.
It's so much fun. The story is great. Depending on what class you have, because each class has its own story. KOTOR, the Jedi Knight storyline in KOTOR or in Old Republic is basically KOTOR 3. That's BioWare has stated that the Jedi Knight storyline was scrapped ideas of what KOTOR 3 would have been.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Little nifty stuff. But this week we have another Starfighter. We are going to go over the N-1 Starfighter, or if you don't know the name, it's the Naboo Starfighter that we see in Episode 1. And it returns in Mandalorian. Better and shinier. A lot shinier.
And fast.
And faster. So fast. Oh my god, I loved that scene. Or sorry, it wasn't Mandalorian, it was Book of Boba.
Well,
it's still Mandalorian, let's be honest.
Yeah.
He came in halfway through the season and just took over the entire show.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get right into it. So as always, we start with Legends first. The Naboo Royal N-1 Starfighter, sometimes known simply as the Naboo Starfighter, was a starfighter used by the government of Naboo during the late years of the Galactic Republic and the early days of the Galactic Empire for defense, patrol, and escort duties. The sleek vessel was manufactured by Theed Palace Space Vessel Engineering Corps and the group responsible for manufacturing Naboo Royal starships. So, compared to any other starships we've gone over before, this one is specifically made out of Naboo for Naboo and no one else.
Yep.
Because Naboo is very fancy.
You would think the Trade Federation would have thought twice about attacking a group that has literally their own very, very good starfighter set.
Right.
But, whatever.
And so we get into the history of the N-1. So the N-1 entered Naboo service in 33 BBY, replacing its predecessor, the N-1L, the light starfighter, during King Ars Vernuna's reign. As the Monarch's pet project, the N-1 quickly became the standard starfighter among the Naboo pilots. And then in 36 BBY, an N-1 was used to sail off a storage area revealed by a breached Sondo Aqua Monster. And then Agamar attempted to acquire N-1 starfighters. When Naboo refused to sell them, Bravo 8 Drin Maline made a deal with the Armamarians so they could capture one. 2 carriers ambushed Echo Flight, but Estrotil and the other pilots drove off the attackers, and Malin was killed. So a lot of the info from Legends is more likely going to come from a lot of the older books from Star Wars Legends. There was a lot of books for the Clone Wars. Like a lot.
Yeah, and I was wondering where these stories were situated.
Yeah, a lot of them were books. When we get to like the canon portion, a lot of it's from comics because they changed mediums from books to comics because it's a lot easier to tell a story in a comic because of visual representation compared to book reading, which you do get a lot of good storytelling in book reading, but that's not what Disney did when they took over. So, 2 Naboo fighters, piloted by Till and rookie Rise Rallos, were escorting the Queen's cruiser near an asteroid field and primarily discussions with the Trade Federation when they were ambushed by mercenaries and various starfighters, including Morning Stars, Dianogas, and Daggers. The 2 pilots fended off the Marauders and their N-1s while the Queen returned to Naboo. And then, go on.
Was this before, right before episode 1?
Yes, this is before episode 1.
Okay, gotcha.
And then later, N-1s would be used to resist the Trade Federation invasion of Naboo, but they were no match for the might of the droid army. However, a squadron of these fighters, Bravo Flight, scrambled to attack the droid control ship Vutan Paula over Naboo and shut down the droid army fighting the Gungan Grand Army. So that is obviously in Phantom Menace, episode 1, and it was a lone starfighter that destroyed, mind you, it was a lone N-1 starfighter that destroyed the entire control ship.
Piloted by a child.
Piloted by a child with a droid. It was literally R2 and Anakin's whole thing.
Yep. Who's actually doing like most of the driving on that, to be honest.
I would imagine R2. And then they were able to penetrate the swarms of droid starfighters and attack the vessel, but even their proton torpedoes could not penetrate the heavy shields. Thanks to Anakin Skywalker's accidental destruction of some of the ship's reactors from inside the vessel, they were successful. Like,
just fire everything.
Yeah, like, hey, I'm going to accidentally board this, like, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Qui-Gon put him in a Naboo starfighter. It's like, stay here, be safe. And then, Anakin being Anakin, let's fire this thing up and see what we can do. And with, of course, R2 being in the freaking co-pilot seat of the starfighter, all chaos is going to break loose. Because it's Anakin and R2.
Yeah.
What else are you going to get from those two together? Pure chaos.
Yep.
As if you watch Clone Wars, it's pure chaos with those two. Even just R2 by himself. R2 by himself is just pure chaos.
Yeah, he's
Chopper's
just
worse.
He's a magnet for like, can it go wrong? Can we live through it? Yes.
Right. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. Plot armor.
Yes, there's also plot armor. So now we get to the later history. The success of the N-1 led to the reputation of the starfighters as battleship killers. I wonder why. Let's explode all these Trade Confederation's control ships. In 21 BBY, 30 of these starfighters, along with the corporate fleet loyal to the Galactic Republic, were sent to rescue Jedi trapped on Lanteb. which... And Leb-Teb was a neutral planet. But it's between Ratatak and Bespin. If you're looking at the galaxy map.
Okay.
And then at some point, a quadrant of 4 aged N-1 fighters saw service with the Black Hammer Pirates, a pirate group that operated from the planet Galgentos in the deep core. Really? In the deep core, there's pirates? That's surprising, because that's the deep core is like Coruscant and all that. That's like the deep core. It's like the innermost of the galaxy.
Right. Which, speaking from how galaxies actually work, the last place you want to be is in the core.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's the last place you want to be because you'll burn up.
Yeah, it always amused me that for Star Wars, the center of the galaxy was literally where you wanted to be, and it's like, no, everything's like exploding stars and black holes, bro. Like, you don't want to be there.
Mm-hmm. You do not want to be in the middle of the galaxy. That's a big no-no. But, although their technology was outdated at the time of the post-Clone Wars era, N1s remained the use for many years, even as late as between 2 BBY and 0 BBY, where several N1s owned by a Rebel Alliance cell on Naboo were used against the Lucahulk class battleship and Vulture droid fighters sent to Naboo by an unknown party. So even if, like, past the Clone Wars into the Galactic Empire era, they are still reliable ships, regardless of, like, quote-unquote outdated, when in reality, they're really not outdated. Let's be honest, a Naboo Starfighter is better than a TIE.
Yeah.
I mean, really, do we need to go compare the two? Because TIEs don't have shields, N-1 Naboo Starfighters do. And they're probably not as fast as a TIE, but probably better shots.
Yeah. Having now actually gotten to listen to all of the other ship episodes, the TIE Fighter is basically...
It's cannon fodder.
Yeah. It's an engine strapped to some paper and called some walls. Like, why? I mean, I understand why. It's because they're evil and they're the Empire, but...
We need to be industrialized. We need to make a lot of these. I blame Tarkin.
Yeah.
It's all Tarkin's fault. Enough said. They were smarter, and they knew what they were, like, really doing. The Empire would have won. But they weren't smart about how they were engineer anything.
No.
Besides the Death Star. That's the only thing they did right.
Right. I'm surprised that the Rebel Alliance didn't try to, like, get Naboo Starfighters.
Well, at that point and I think yeah, here we go. In 4 ABY, they flew across the skies of Theed during the uprising against the Empire. Some were seen to use by Rebel Alliance and Rebel sympathizers. So, I mean, I believe post-Clone Wars, the N-1, like, Naboo Starfighters were becoming less developed because Naboo was under galactic control. Under Empire control, so there's only so much the government of Naboo could do if they're fully under control of the Galactic Empire.
Fair.
And they probably didn't want a superior ship being developed alongside TIE fighters.
True. Then I guess I'll flip that around. I mean, the Naboo Starfighter here has proven itself time and time again. I guess it was just a matter of how quickly one could be made versus how quickly a TIE fighter could be made.
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think we have, like, the timestamp of how... I mean, we don't even have a timestamp on when a TIE is made. We just know they're mass-produced on a large scale to where they're constantly being rolled out. Just much like droids were, basically. They have factories specifically designed to create these starfighters and starships.
Got it.
Where Naboo Starfighters were probably more specifically designed, and where it needs to be a more hands-on development, much less than a TIE fighter would be.
Right. It all makes sense. Just thinking about the grander scale of everything, it's like, yeah, got the Empire done effed up.
Mm-hmm. If they were smarter with stuff, I'm sure they probably would have won, but oh well.
Yeah.
And then the Galactic Civil War era outlaw known Stormtrooper X pilot the outlaw known as Stormtrooper X piloted an N-1 christened Rogue Imperial 5. So it was a customized Naboo Starfighter that this Stormtrooper X piloted.
Hmm.
And Stormtrooper X, it's funny enough, if you look at the photo they have on Wikipedia, he has the same garments as Finn, just with a Stormtrooper helmet on. Funny, that's actually really funny. He's a mercenary who ran a pirate gang out in the Outer Rim. He wears a Stormtrooper helmet with a red X painted on it.
Okay.
And then by 40 ABY, the N-1 was described as an antique. But that's like 40 years after the Battle of Yavin, so it's like well after, like it was towards the end of Luke's era. But which makes sense why it was, antique. There was well over almost 100 years. Well, yeah. Almost 100 years.
Yeah.
From 33 BBY to 40 ABY. It's almost getting close to like 80 to 100 years.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be an antique by then.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. But great Starfighter. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
I mean, it's classic. It's got such a sleek design. You see it, you know exactly what it is. Yep. You don't have to sit there and guess or anything.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And plus, like, playing it in Battlefront 2 is always fun. So, you can't beat that. But this is a good time where we can roll into the mid-break. And welcome to the mid-break of the show, where we go over all things with the podcast that has nothing to do with the lore of Star Wars. So I just want to remind everybody, you can always rate us on Spotify and Apple. If you leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, we will read it out loud on the show. We don't have any reviews for this week. And then you can also find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net. You can find my show, both my shows, this show and the Wizarding World. And then you can also find Sykes' shows. He has 2 shows of himself.
Yep. You can find the MCU Lorecast, where I partner up with Captain Chenko to discuss the MCU, and the Mass Effect Blue Shift, a tabletop RPG set on the Citadel. I play dashing human Jack Parizo, and we solve crimes on the Citadel. It's fun.
That's awesome. And you can also find Holocron Histories also on the Cups podcast and more Discord as well. Links in the show link, where you can find all of Teacup's other shows, the Dragon Age and Assassin's Creed Lorecast, and his new show, the Inheritance Page by Page, where they go literally a reading of page by page of the Aragon books. Lots of fun. If you go on Robots Radio, there's literally, if you can think of a show, we probably have it, or it's in the works, one of the two. We have a bunch of shows on the network, including all of Tom's shows, such as the Lord of the Rings Lorecast, Mass Effect, Witcher, bunch of other ones as well.
Yep.
But
we've got everything from audio dramas to other Lorecasts. Yeah,
I forgot we do have audio dramas. We have the Fallout?
Once Upon a Wasteland.
Once Upon a Wasteland, yep. And then we have Halo Tarkov, which is also a new show that just joined the network about a month or so ago. And they are doing, it's a drama, it's a Halo drama.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, and they actually do voice acting and everything with it. They get different people for different characters and all.
Oh, I'll have to keep an eye out for that.
Cool. But that is all what we got for and one thing, you can always support us on Patreon at patreon.com/holocronhistories, to where you can join the Patreon, to where you can get ad-free episodes and even have a chance to join us on the show once a month. And we go over all array of topics, from what you would want to be in the Star Wars universe to like our reactions to like the new Andor series or Obi-Wan or anything like that. Bunch of fun. But that is what we got for the mid-break. Let's get back to it. The Wilhelm. You can't miss the Wilhelm scream.
I know.
It's so iconic. I have to have it. And it's not copyrighted.
Yeah, that's the important part.
Yep. It's not a copyrighted thing, because everyone uses it. So now that we're back, we're going to go into the canon of the lore. So in the history of the canon, the N-1 was in use since at least the days of the High Republic era. The N-1 Starfighter was originally built by the Naboo and was most notably used during the Trade Federation invasion of the planet. Key thing is there is High Republic.
Mm-hmm.
So this fighter has been seen a lot longer service time than what it originally had in the Legends. Because High Republic is 200 years before Episode 1. Because that's all the new books that are currently coming out with that Disney's been doing is all the High Republic books. And it predates the current Galactic Republic that we know.
To what? So far end is 200 BBY to what? Like 100 BBY?
It'll be around 250 BBY all the way up to probably 30 BBY.
Okay. Wow, that is a stretch.
Because the Galactic Republic and the stuff we see in the films really starts around in the 30s BBY.
Oh, okay.
Because it's around 30 years before the Battle of Yavin, because Vader, by the time of Battle of Yavin's like in his 40s.
Right, yeah.
And Luke is, is 18, 19.
19, yeah.
So, but yeah, Disney is still developing the High Republic stuff. There's new books. Phase 2, the High Republic starts, I think, either this month or next month. I think it's this month.
Jeez.
It is this month. Yeah, because I have to go pick up the issue number 1 of the new comic that just dropped last Wednesday. But they're doing Phase 2, the High Republic. So it's really, if you haven't read any of the High Republic books, I highly recommend it. They're really good, surprisingly dark.
Oh yeah,
I'm very shocked on how dark they've been in the books. Anything that Disney's done. But and Disney's been going more darker in Star Wars.
Yeah.
A lot recently too.
Yeah.
So during the invasion, the pilots of Bravo Squadron flew the N-1 during the final assault against the droid control ship Vuitton Paula. Young Anakin Skywalker fired a pair of torpedoes into its starboard main reactor, effectively destroying it from within. They later joined the celebration on the planet below, flying overhead the Naboo capital of Theed. So, obviously that stayed the same from Legends because, you can't retcon the film.
I mean,
you
Disney
could, but they wouldn't.
I don't put anything past Disney at this point. I know. Let's not put that out there.
Yeah, no, it's not. Then a decade later, N-1s were used to escort Senator Padme Amidala to Coruscant in order to the vote on the Military Creation Act. The Royal Starship held a decoy senator, and Amidala flew in one of the starfighters. They landed without incident, but the bounty hunter Zam Welles hit the ship shortly after, destroying it and killing the Senator's double. One of the 3 N-1s was also knocked off the landing platform by the flying debris. Sad face. Those starfighters are beautiful. They should not be destroyed.
Yeah.
And then N-1s remained in Naboo service during the Clone Wars, with several being kept to the Theed hangar during the time. During the war, Jedi Padawan Ahsoka Tano trained Amidala in starfighter combat, with Amidala flying an all-chrome N-1. Which we see in the Clone Wars.
Trying to remember what episode that was, because I didn't think she needed to be trained in starfighter combat.
It might have been. It might have been the. You know what? It might have been Forces of Destiny.
Okay.
It could have been the sideshow they did with all the female, with the female cast.
I'll have to check that out. I didn't realize there was a spinoff.
Mm-hmm. It's different animation. It's like actual like cartoon animation compared to.
We're talking the
CG.
We're
like
talking
2D.
like Samurai Jack level that used to be. Okay.
It's kind of like that. They do a little bit more in depth with all the female leads in Star Wars with that, which is really cool. Specifically, Padme, Ahsoka, and Leia is who they really focus on. They even do Ahsoka during Rebels training Ezra, which was really cool. Scene with Ahsoka training him in the ways of the Force.
That's cool.
So, years later, following the climactic battle of Endor, N-1 starfighters flew in celebration at the Galactic Empire's second Death Star was destroyed. And then, shortly after, thereafter, Imperial agents receive posthumous orders from Emperor Palpatine to commence the destruction of Naboo via weather manipulation as part of Operation Cinder. Rebel leader Leia Organa, ace pilot Shara Bey, and Naboo's own Queen Sorana flew 3 long abandoned N-1 fighters in the Theed hangar into space to destroy the Imperial satellites where they were causing the extreme weather conditions. And if anybody does not know Operation Cinder is the storyline of Battlefront 2. Which the newer Battlefront 2. So you get to deal with all the Operation Cinder stuff through that. Where you play as Iden Versio. You do go to Naboo. You do help Leia Organa try to take down the Setas trying to destroy Naboo.
Okay.
And then this is the best thing. The Mandalorian bounty hunter Din Djarin acquired the modified N-1 starfighter following the destruction of his previous starship, the Razor Crest. Djarin and the engineer Peli Motto constructed the ship at a hangar 3-5 in Mos Eisley on Tatooine. And if you have not watched that episode from Book of Boba, they added something very special to that ship. He presses a button and it shoots like a freaking dart. It goes so fast that there's 2 X-Wings on both his sides asking questions for him, and specifically about him. He hits a button, darts off, and one of the X-Wing pilots is like, oh, did he just jump? Like, did he just go into hyperspace right off the bat like that? And the other one's like, oh no, he didn't even jump. That's just an accelerator. He's like, what?
Yeah.
He goes so fast, it seems like he went to hyperspace.
Yeah.
It goes that fast.
And then he can go into hyperspace.
And then his Naboo Starfighter has a hyperdrive on top of that.
Yeah.
To where he can, it's insane. So by the time of the Cold War, an N-1 starfighter was the service of Janata security officer Lima Kai and was modified with seismic charges in place of proton torpedoes.
What's the Cold War?
God, the Cold War is the 29 ABY and 34 ABY. It is the in between. It's in the gap of Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens. Oh. There's like a few years before Force Awakens, whereas the First Order and New Republic are having a Cold War
Okay.
with each other. But like seismic charges instead of photon torpedoes.
Yeah.
Like, and
that's
if
kinda
nobody
cool.
knows what a seismic charge is, Boba Fett's ship, it's those mines that like he drops. It makes nothing, like once it explodes, it's so silent, and you hear boom, like this beautiful, beautiful ringing sound that is fantastic. I love that sound. And 35 ABY N-1 starfighters were part of the fleet assembled by Lando Calrissian to assist the resistance during the battle against the Sith internal forces over the planet of Exegol. So they were in the final battle in Rise of Skywalker.
There you go. I can imagine it from a production standpoint. It's, do I have to recreate a starship model? No. Fantastic. Copy, paste.
Right. And then I had just now seen Rob, the princess, in chat. And yes, I was more sad about the ship dying than the double. I'm sorry. That's the double's whole purpose. I'm just a terrible person when it's with that. The ship is beautiful. It does not need to be destroyed.
Yeah.
And now we go to the characteristics of the N-1. So the Royal N-1 Starfighter featured the best elements in Naboo design, being aesthetically sound and adhering to Naboo's love for curves and aerodynamic shapes.
Yep.
Makes sense. A chrome finish on the front of the vehicle would gleam into the sunlight during the parades and celebratory flybys. This chromium was purely decorative and reserved for starships serving the Royal House of Naboo. And then once the chromium was used to deflect rays from Naboo's sun and all starships were fitted with it, the finish contrasted sharply with the rest of N1, which was colored yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Rob's comment in chat. It's hysterical. That double had a life. Her purpose was more than just to die. LOL. I mean, she knew what she signed up for. I'm sorry. She knew what she knew what was going to happen. So the citizens of Naboo were dedicated to their defense of their ecologically sensitive world, and the N-1 was an example of this commitment. A specialized engine system, twin J-type Nubian 221 sublight pulse engines, ensured that the fuel would burn hotter in order to reduce harmful emissions.
Oh.
Hey, car manufacturers, this is a good hint for you. Make the cars turn hotter. It's probably not a good idea. Don't do that.
No. Gasoline doesn't.
That's not how that works. An advanced cooling system, which incorporated several heat sinks along the engine funnels, prevented overheating. Makes sense, having heat sinks.
Yeah.
The rear funnel could be connected to special outlets in the feed hangar to recharge the craft and transmit important data, even coded mission profiles. The N-1's roles include reconnaissance/patrol missions, escort duty, system defense, and ceremonial functions. While its speed and agility made it an ideal dogfighter, it was poor ground attack craft and suffered in tight spaces as the situations robbed it of its advantages. That's why you just don't do fight in like above a city. Just fight in space, then you're fine.
Yeah, this is a starfighter. It's made for being out in the open. It's
made to be in space.
Yeah. If you want something that fights in, a city or a canyon, go get yourself something that does that.
Go get a gunship. That's all you need.
Exactly.
However, it could perform the tank buster job in a pinch, as Naboo pilot Rise Drallo found it had to defend a reconnaissance base hidden in the old trading canyon. And then in order to accompany the Queen's starship on to Coruscant, or other distant planets. Each N-1 was equipped with a Nubian Monarch C4 hyperdrive with a range of 1,000 light years. When this was insufficient, the escort fighters could refuel in transit via the J-type diplomatic barge under-wing docking sockets. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Being able to recharge in the middle of space with the ship that you're escorting.
Yeah. I mean, it would be necessary. Like, especially if that ship doesn't have a hangar to, like, put you somewhere.
Correct.
So you're gonna
it's a barge. It's going to be slightly smaller than, it's going to be smaller than a light cruiser, but bigger than a standard starfighter.
Yeah.
The pilot was protected by advanced life support systems and deflector shields, aided by an astromech droid that would help the pilot with repairs and adjustments. As we see in Phantom Menace, Anakin has R2, and all the other N-1 fighters have astromechs. The N-1 starfighter was also equipped with an advanced autopilot that could receive navigational information from hangar outlets or from Naboo flight control. In a crisis, the autopilot could bring the craft to the site of an emergency or pilot the ship home safely, which what happened to Anakin. When he first kicks off and goes into space, it's on autopilot mode. And as soon as he starts fighting, that's when it goes manual. And that's where I'm pretty sure R2 did majority of the heavy lifting compared to Anakin, who, is like, he wasn't even 10.
Nope.
And the N-1 weapons were twin laser cannons and a full complement of 10 proton torpedoes. These were powerful enough to allow the N-1 to engage even the superior numbers of the Vulture droids of the Trade Federation droid control ship, as was required during the Battle of Naboo. And then the last part of the episode, we always go into behind the scenes. So, when R2-D2 successfully overrides the autopilot on Anakin Skywalker's N-1 during the Battle of Naboo, it returns the control to the craft of the pilot. The rightmost console panel shows a display nearly identical to those seen in the Millennium Falcon's quad laser turrets in Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. AKA, they reused props.
What? Say it ain't so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's surprised by this?
Reusing props? Oh no. Also, the full-size N-1 starfighter prop used by Anakin Skywalker in the Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, is on display in the Boston Museum of Science. The museum also has another Star Wars exhibit, but that was removed sometime in December of 2006. So there you go. If you are in Boston, you can go to a museum and actually see the full-size N-1 starfighter.
This just makes another reason for me to go to Boston. I haven't been to Boston yet, so it's on the list of places I want to go.
There you go. And then Doug Chian has a knowledge that the R2 unit cannot physically exist inside the frame of the starcraft as it depicted in Episode 1 and later in Episode 2. His original concept artwork did allow for the legs of the RE2 unit to fit inside the tube-shaped socket, but George Lucas directed him to make the socket tube diameter the same or nearly the same as the diameter of the droid's head, which does not allow enough room for the legs of the droid.
Yeah.
So if you think about the size-wise, R2 would have been higher than what he was in the Naboo Starfighter.
Yeah. Yeah.
But just for, aesthetic reasons, it makes sense to have it leveled, his head leveled with the ship.
Like, it made sense aesthetically, but there needed to be a way to incorporate the fact that his legs are literally wider than his head, as most people.
Yep. So a compromise was reached in the Star Wars Episode 1 Incredible Cross-Sections book that shows R2-D2 collapsing his legs and telescoping his head above the body until it was above the viewing threshold. So
Okay.
he claps his legs when he's going in.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
I mean, he's a droid. I guess he can do that.
yeah. N-1 Starfighters are unlockable in the Star Wars Rogue Squadron video game series, which are great.
Yep.
Oh God. And then with the introduction of Chapter 8 in Star Wars Galaxies, the Starfighter became a playable ship available to freelance ace pilots. It was one of the several ships made playable in Chapter 8 along with the X-4 gunship and the AG-77 Vigo and the YE-4 gunship. And Star Wars Galaxy Star Wars... Yeah, that was the old MMO before Star Wars Old Republic were launched.
Okay.
That's the one where... that's the one game you did not want to play as a Jedi. Because everybody would hunt you.
Oh.
To get as much money as they could.
Oh. Yay. That sounds like a blast.
Yeah, no. And plus, the Jedi class was the hardest to unlock as well. Because once your character dies, they're dead. So
no.
So no one played as a Jedi.
No.
You can find and play Star Wars Galaxies now, but it's on janky servers and it's just a remaster-ish of the game. And I've tried playing it. I couldn't get into it because the controls were so wonky. It's not an actual live service game anymore.
Yeah.
Just if you want to play an Star Wars MMO, go play Old Republic.
Yeah.
That's it. And if you play as a Jedi Knight, you have an astromech as your companion. It's a T4. Wait. T7. Because T3 is in a KOTOR. T7's in Old Republic.
Okay.
He's the best boy ever. But that is all I have for this week's episode. Do you have anything else to add on this episode, Psych?
Not really. No. I mean, I learned a lot, as I usually do when I co-host with you. It was just a lot of fun to learn about, honestly, one of my top 5 favorite starships in Star Wars is the Naboo Starfighter. So yeah, this was as usual. It's a blast. I don't have anything really truly to add to the discussion.
That's fair. Everybody, just go follow the MCU Lorecast. They are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all where you can find your podcasts, and find us on the Robots Radio Discord, where you can chat with me. I'm there as Ben of Temeria, as always. You can chat with me in anywhere on the Robots Radio Discord. I'm literally all over that Discord channel.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what we have for this week. And we will see everybody next week, and may the Force be with you. Thank you for listening to Holocron Histories, Star Wars Canon versus Legends. You can find us on the Robots Radio Discord at robotsradio.net. You can also follow us on Twitter at SWHoloHistories and contact us at holocronhistories@gmail.com.
At Blinds.com, it's not just about window treatments. It's about you, your style, your space, your way. Whether you DIY or want the pros to handle it all, you'll have the confidence of knowing it's done right. From free expert design help to our 100% satisfaction guarantee, everything we do is made to fit your life and your windows. Shop up to 40% off with minimum purchase and a free professional measure right now at Blinds.com. Plus, pay at your own pace starting at 0% APR with Affirm. Terms apply.